It's only scary down here when the lights are off. So I don't think this place is that scary, especially when all the lights are on. And that was on, and this was on. So the reason I'm showing you this is because it's going to be relevant for making some monster slaying spray. We were down here, and we being like the fam, I guess the fam jam. That stuff's awkward coming out of my mouth. So I was down here with the two kids and Randy, because Randy has this photo exhibition coming up. It's going to be our first one, and we were down here taking photos of the little one. I mean, the other one was here too. Both kids were here, but actually, this is still exactly where it was when we took the pictures. But we wanted to take these pictures, and originally I wanted to go in here, and like we had all the stuff with lighting that we were going to play with. We had like, you know, the older child holding like a flashlight from the phone as like a spotlight, and Randy wanted to create like shadow and basically have, well, I don't want to ruin it, but basically whatever. We needed my shadow in it, and we needed the small one. And she was so scared, like she didn't want to come down here, and like I think she's been down here once before, and she had no problem with it, from my memory, but maybe she never made it down here. I know that the older one had. And I have yet to figure out if I'm going to actually say their names or not, and I probably should have asked Randy about that, but I don't know. I just haven't really said their names much yet. At least I don't think I have. But anyway, she was like super scared. We had to like really pacify her with like a phone so she could watch YouTube while we were trying to take these photos, because it just required her sitting and like facing away from the camera. But anyway, she was really scared to be down here, which, I mean, there's lots of light, and all of us were down here together, so I was like, why are you so freaked out? And she said there were ghosts and monsters and stuff, and this is relevant because we are making some monster slaying spray. Apparently she got real excited, and she told her like daycare provider that she was going to come to my studio and kill all the monsters. And I don't know where she got all that stuff from. But then Randy looked up like a recipe basically for some monster slaying spray. And I went and bought the ingredients today. And I'm not going to make it like this instructional video or something, because I don't think I'm about to go down that route with my YouTube channel and be like, this is like kids instructional, how to make blah, blah, blah. But I'll show you the ingredients we used to make it anyway, even though I doubt any of you have kids. But I don't know, that's what we're going to do today. And I feel weird about it. All right, here it is. So apparently, the monster slaying spray is just gonna have, like they say, glitter. You can add a scent to it, so some essential oil maybe, and glycerin. Add a few drops, so apparently the glitter doesn't sink to the bottom. But I mean, you could just shake it up too. A clear or a clear-ish spray bottle would work best. I was concerned about the glitter clogging up. Like, I wasn't concerned originally about the glitter coming out and like getting everywhere. That was kind of an afterthought. I was like, yeah, I don't want that. But I was also assuming that it wouldn't even do it because it would clog up. So I got these, they're called flakes, and I don't know how well they're gonna work because it's just like thicker glitter. And anyway, this stuff will most likely float, which is just like metal flakes or like metal leaf, but like dollar store brand. Yeah, but the glycerin I had to get at Michael's. Everything else you can get at like a dollar store pretty cheap. Pretty cheap. So I mean, all this stuff probably cost like $10. The glycerin was like $5, the most expensive, and I used like a 45% off coupon on that. So I mean, I don't know. I said I feel weird about it because I feel like I am doing like, hey, look, let's do this kids craft. But also, I don't know, because I think in the context that it was like, there was an article that was sent to me. And the context of basically doing something like this is like, oh yeah, so like the kids can spray like the bedroom down so they're not afraid to go to bed. And to me, that's just like a security blanket, and I'm just like, hey, well, you don't need that. Like, what you need to do is just get over that mental block. You don't need a magical spray to, like, I don't know. But I mean, it's a fun thing for today. I don't think it'll be a thing that we rely on or use as like a blankie type of crutch. So I'm kind of okay with it. But I guess that's what we're doing today. So, yikes.
No, I want to do this.
Kate, do it in there. Kate.
Let me see.
Kate, don't pour it out.
I'm not. Put it back. Now, what?
Now, we're going to make it smell nice to kill the monsters with this.
I'm scared.
Well, yeah, but that's why we're making the monster spray. So we kill the monsters. Oops. Okay, this smells nice. Okay, so put that in there.
That's okay. Ooh.
Okay, you shake it up. Shake it. 2 hands like this, up and down.
Can I spray you? Yeah. Okay, here go.
Okay, let's see.
No, I'm gonna try.
Okay, you try. Yeah, that's good. You want to hold it?
Yes. It's coming off right as I see.
Yeah. Okay, take the tape off.
I can hold it.
Okay, right on the bottle. Okay, point it at Emma.
What's
M-O-I-N-G. Oh, be careful. Point it at Emma.
Hair. Next.
Spray. S-P.
Emma, look it.
R-A-Y.
A-K-Y.
Okay, let's see.
A-K-Y.
Monster slaying spray. Okay. Do you want to draw a happy face on it?
Yes.
Okay. Right here? Do a happy face. I'll hold it, okay?
Petal.
Make the eyes.
The monster eyes.
Okay.
That name.
Whoa. That's a monster?
Yeah.
Cool.
With one eye and 2 eye.
Yeah. Okay.
Look it.
Yeah, that's just Marilyn Manson. No big deal. Okay, we're gonna go downstairs and kill the monsters?
Yeah.
Okay. Slow.
Quiet.
Okay, we're gonna be quiet. So what are we gonna do, Lo?
So what are we gonna do?
Emma's gonna go down and turn the lights on for us, okay?
Be quiet.
Hey, I'm gonna take my backpack off. 1 second. Oh, good. Now there's all the lights on. And then you're gonna use some spray, and all the monsters will go away. Yeah, you did it.
Kill them. Oh, see.
See how it smells nice now? Good. Are all the monsters gone?
Yes.
Yep, all the monsters are gone. Do you want to go down there and spray? Hey,
You wanna go down here?
do you want to go and spray in there?
No.
Ashley?
Upstairs.
Okay, let's go upstairs. You're done? All the monsters are gone now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still struggling to find a balance with family stuff. In a different way than before. I kind of felt the pull more before to be at the studio. Obviously, I've got things I need to do just to keep up my own household, like laundry, groceries, cleaning, organizing, that type of thing. And also just like to keep me sane and to keep me, spending time in the studio or at least spend time creating art or getting some downtime, rest and reading or whatever. I find that I can be more balanced being at Randy's a lot more than I used to be. Like I can find the balance in that better, which is a good thing because to me it just means like at a certain point, like that move in is going to need to happen. I think for me to really 100% figure out how we're going to balance things or how I'm going to balance my life, because like I didn't want to leave today, and yet this is the first time where I feel like I didn't want to leave. and I should have left earlier in order to keep that balance. Like, other times it was like, man, I wanted to get out of there earlier, and for one reason or another, I just kind of couldn't get things going and couldn't get out the door. And I was kind of like, oh man, like I wanted to leave earlier. Whereas today, it was like I didn't really want to leave, but I should have, because, you know, there's this painting I've been wanting to do for maybe a month now. It's a big painting, and it's a portrait, or like a figure, and it's gonna be like an all-day thing. It's gonna be like a 5-hour, 6-hour thing. I mean, that's if things go well, like 4 hours maybe if things go well. I've had the background done for, like I said, about a month, and I just need all day to do it. Like, I need really the full day to do it. Even if you're like, oh, you do 5-6 hours, yeah, but like I need to get in here, I need to organize things, go through my routine of like getting into the studio. I need to get all my paints out and the colors and stuff. And that's one thing I haven't decided on yet. And it's like, I kind of can decide on the colors first, but kind of not. But yeah, I you know, need to do that. I need to set things up. We need to get the music going. I need to start painting. And it's going to be like 5 or 6 hours probably worth of painting in itself. And that's if things go okay. And if there's a struggle, it might take me a couple hours more. And then it's like, well, at some point I'm going to have to eat. I might have to use the washroom. I might need to get some water. Maybe I need to take a break and have a walk or read a little bit. Like, and I need to be well rested for that too. It's not just I need the time. Like, I can't really get into the studio and do something that takes this amount of effort and challenge from me if I'm not rested. I'll just want to fall asleep. I'll just want to take a nap. So anyway, this has been weighing on me because I want to do it. I'm excited to do it. I've never not been excited to do this portrait. I want to, but I just need me running at like 100% to do it. So part of it was like, man, I didn't have enough time. I don't want to rush it. And it's kind of like the way that I do things with acrylic and fast drying medium. It's like I need to do it in a certain amount of stages. The background is done. The drawing is done. I need to do the painting kind of in one shot. For the most part, that's kind of what I need to do. Anyway, but yeah, I'm just realizing like I really need to, again, refocus on figuring out what that balance is for me, or knowing what that balance is and adhering to it. Being like, hey, it's Sunday morning, I got a jet. We'll have some brunch, I'll get out of here. Because I really do need that time. You know, I've been at the studio now for like an hour or so, maybe a little longer than an hour. You know, I was talking to my mom, I was kind of cleaning up, I was finishing up another piece from the other day. I knew I wasn't going to do this painting, and I'm setting things up to do the podcast right now. Because that's the other thing I tend to do on Sundays, do the Artist Life podcast. And that takes me, 45 minutes approximately. And I still got to do that, and then I got to go home and do laundry. And then, like, Sunday's just a busy day. And, like, if I didn't have laundry and whatever to do, it'd be a little easier to be like, hey, yeah, I'm just laundry and groceries get left for Sunday, as well as, trying to do studio stuff. And I want to get home early because I got to go to work the next day, or I have to be ready to work the next day. Anyway, just balance, got to find balance. And like I said, I think when we live together, that is going to be balanced much better. As I say that, I kind of realize, depending on who you are and how much you know about me and stuff, like, I don't know, I didn't include a lot of information on Randy, especially, the girls too, and the family aspect, until more recently. And that's like, we've been seeing each other for the better part of a year, but I just didn't include a lot of information until things got more serious. So, whatever you think about moving in, and whether that's too early or not, that's your own thing. But I mean, like, that's a thing that we feel like we want to do, and we felt pretty consistent about it for long enough anyway that it seems to be the right move to make. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to touch base with thoughts about trying to balance family life and art stuff still. Or it's not just art stuff, that's just me stuff. That just happens to be what I need, is time in here to do art stuff. This piece is not what I wanted it to be, and originally it was just going to be this olive green and this soft baby pink, and that was going to be it. And I successfully made the shades I wanted to make. Like, it was just, yeah, I'm really good at mixing colors, and I'm not going to be modest about it. But it was exactly what it was. And this was the shade of the shoe that I was wearing, and these were the socks, and this was a little while ago. And I really enjoyed it, but something just, I just wanted it flat, and that was going to be it. And it just wasn't working, And so then I added this black here, and I added like a different green spray paint, and I was liking that better. But then up here, there's all this texture, you can't even see it now. But and there was like some white there, and it just something just wasn't working. It just was not working for me. And I'm playing with it, and I don't know what I'm going to do next, because this was my drastic, like the black at first here was like a light kind of thing. It wasn't a drastic move. Then I added a whole bunch of black here and hot pink, and it's mostly just black now that it's dried as. And that didn't really do enough for me. And then I did some of this, I dripped this, and like, oh, man, it's such a mess. And then I was like, paint marker. I already knew the title of it, or I thought I did, and that might change. But then I put this paint marker on, and I really like what it did, but it's still not done. So I just don't know where to go with it next. But that's a little update on this painting, or the only update. But I'm excited. Like, what I just did, it really excites me. I just don't know what's going to happen next, because there's no way that this is done. That's what I ended up with. We'll see how it dries, because you never know. There's so much thickness, wetness, materials I've never used before. Glycerin I used for that monster spray. I just poured it all over the place, added some black ink, and went wild with it. And there's some of that up here with that gold too. And yeah, I don't know what to expect. It's got the consistency of thick baby oil, is how I would describe it. And I don't know how long it's going to take to dry. And this interesting thing is happening here with the red. It's getting the red ink, and I mean, I don't know if you've ever done this before. If you've like taken like a red marker and drawn black marker over it, and it turns this weird green, and that's kind of what's happening there. This weird metallic green. I don't know. I really like what happened with it as a resolution. It's definitely not what I had in mind. It's something very different from what I have ever done, but I really enjoy it. Sugar, honey, iced tea. Only customers with Leons can park here. I entered in this door over here. I parked over here, and then they're just like, yo, you can't exit out those doors. You have to exit all the way on the other end of the store. So now I'm walking. And also, they don't actually have anyone on a checkout, so they force you to use the self-checkout, and I despise the self-checkout anywhere, Walmart included, so that's cool. And lastly, for the fact that you think they'd want to get you out of the store quicker, there's no one on the freaking floor to help you find anything. So that's backwards. Ugh. As much as I just want to complain about the fact it's snowing again and everything is going to be wet and muddy, even more so, and it's not going to be dry despite the fact that the weather is warm and I can't bike the way I want to, blah 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 blah, it's actually kind of really calming and peaceful to drive at night while it is snowing. It is so dead quiet out. I mean, this is Lethbridge at 11 p.m. Like, on the way to Walmart, on the way to the gas station. Like, I left the studio at like 10:30, about 10:30, and it's just so quiet, so peaceful. Just like getting out of the parking, or out of the car in the parking lot, it was just like dead quiet. I don't know. It's nice sometimes to be in a smaller city. I'm usually not out this late anymore because I'm an old man, but yeah, it is so peaceful, so calm, and like the snow really does do something. I mean, I'd rather be, it'd be this peace and calm on a summer's night with the sunroof cracked, but whatever. I don't know, man. I don't know anything. This has been drying for, I think, 5 days now, and this is what happens when you don't research things. You just experiment and throw stuff in there, and I guess the main properties, well, not properties, but, well, yeah, the main properties in glycerin result in it drying incredibly slowly or not at all. That's their function. And I just had it here from, those instructions on doing the monster spray, and I was like, yeah, let's use this stuff. It's thick baby oil type stuff, and viscosity is pretty tight, and this is still so wet. So wet. So, I mean, experimenting can backfire, obviously, at times. It looks pretty tight, but I mean, it's not going to be done until it's dry. Like, I don't even know what it will look like as it dries, because this little corner here is dry, and I mean, it looks kind of cool and cloudy and has like residue, and it's not just flat black, so I kind of like that, but I also kind of like that strong black, so I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take, like another week? Like, no idea what I can do to speed up the process, but there it is. I want to have an outro to the vlog here, but first, I have to say, if you don't already know this, one of my biggest pet peeves is being ignored, ghosted, being left on red, whatever you want to call it. It's super frustrating, and this relates to Artist Life Podcast, because I am having trouble with having guests, and I didn't think I would have that trouble. So, I've reached out to 2 people that I thought would be interested, and for one reason or another, I have no idea. I'm assuming that they are not interested. I am assuming because they saw the message within a couple hours of me sending it, and they never responded, and it's been days. So, one of the assumptions I can make is maybe that they're not interested because they are more interested in someone else who decided to start a Lethbridge Artist Life podcast very recently, and that person has really deep roots and connections in the art community here, and so maybe that swayed their decision making. Maybe it had nothing to do with that. The point is that I'm never going to know, because rather than just saying that they're not interested, or no thanks, or what have you, they just didn't say anything. So that's where I'm at with that. It's really frustrating. I don't really know what's going to happen with Artist Life Podcast, because I don't want to stop doing it, because I still enjoy having certain topics. However, it functioned best when there were 2 of us having a conversation about things. I felt like we never needed a guest when that was happening, and we could fill up close to an hour with talking about something, and I actually got more out of it too. I got much more out of that. But the way that it works now, I'm still, even if it was by myself alone, I'm still trying to perfect things and figure out how I do things. It's not as fulfilling. Just truthfully, it's not. I realized this, it pushed me to seek out guests, and I was successful with that first guest in some ways, and was like, oh yeah, I just want to do this every other week, and I didn't think it would be that hard to get people on. But I mean, I had someone else lined up, and that didn't work out. Like, everything was scheduled, it didn't work out. I asked these 2 other folks, they never answered, which I don't know what the reasoning is. I can only make assumptions, and that leads to the whole discussion of being left on red, ghosted, and people not responding for one reason or another. I'll never know what that reason is, so I can give them the benefit of the doubt for whatever reason, or I can assume that they're just not interested. This goes to a deeper conversation. It's just a rant that some people say a not answer, like a non-answer is an answer. No, it's not. Even if the outcome is the same. The answer could be, no thanks, I don't want to be on the podcast, for this example. And the outcome is that they're not on the podcast. They could just not answer ever, and the outcome is the same, but the answer is not the same. The answer is not that there's no interest. There could be a ton of reasons they didn't answer. They could have just straight up forgot to respond. They could have read it, and then something happened, and they just straight up forgot. That's a possibility, if I wanted to give someone the benefit of the doubt. The outcome is the same, the answer is not the same. The answer in their head could have been, oh yeah, that'd be really cool, and then something happened. I have no idea. All I know is that these 2 people are still online and still capable of reaching and accessing the internet, so whatever. Anyway, there's someone else that I asked, and I still don't know where that thing is at yet, because we've had a little bit of conversation, so I'm trying to get that lined up. But yeah, anyway, that's just not going the way that I thought it would go, and so I don't really know what's going to happen with that. That's all for that little rant. I'm kind of nervous to edit this vlog, because it's the first time the kids are in it, and it's just weird, and I feel really weird right now, and I'm not in a good place, and it's just a bunch of weirdness. But the only other video this week is a conversation about subbing making me hate teaching. And most of that is a discussion about the differences between subbing and teaching, because they're so incredibly different. But I just wanted to get some of that off my chest. And so it's a little bit different than a regular conversation. It's kind of a story time and kind of not and kind of whatever. But that's up there too. So anyway, with that, I will see you on another time.